That's great. Love it.
No.
I'm with you.
Yeah, and then you need the banjo.
Well, it's cool. What a great... See, welcome, everyone. Paul here, Music Villa. Yep. We're in Bozeman, Montana, home of Gibson acoustic guitars. And Quentin, thanks for being here.
You bet.
I tell you this all the time. I love what your mind does because you're played the right thing for the guitar.
When I hear on this G, I don't know if it's just my poor tuning of this guitar, but I'm hearing the very first chord to what's the name of the Eagles song? Running down the road,
right?
Take it easy.
Yeah, there you go. Well,
sorry,
it works.
Yeah.
Because, anyways, we'll get to this guitar here. This is a great guitar. So with Gibson, the Advanced Jumbo or AJ, it's been around. This is a replica 1936. So this is called the 1936 Advanced Jumbo. It's a guitar that has kind of been on and off the price list over the years. Mm-hmm. And as you can see, it's a sloped shoulder. It looks like a lot of their guitars, like the J45 and stuff like that. The J45 is a mahogany back. The AJ is a rosewood back and sides. But the bigger difference is the AJ is a longer scale length. So
you feel it. You notice it. And I kept thinking, gosh, are my hands getting smaller? I don't know how that might translate if you did like a side-by-side of scale length.
Yeah.
And this
we're going to do that. We'll do a scale length video soon because
okay.
I have some J45s and in mahogany and rosewood that we're doing in long scale, and we can compare those to the short scale.
Interesting.
So
all I know is that, it still plays very well. It's not unmanageable to navigate around,
right.
So it's not it's not like you gotta do crazy
standard for most people. So when I say long scale, it's not like it's longer than anything.
Okay,
so it's really a lot of companies build to this scale length, and scale length is from the nut to the saddle. Mm-hmm. There's like 25 versus 24 in and some range. Change. Mm-hmm. And so you're only talking about a difference overall between the nut and the saddle of a little bit. So it's for some people it's a big deal, for others it's not.
So when I'm thinking scale length, of course, this is how you measure it, but what I'm focused on as a player is, how that affects the spacing between frets.
Sure.
Closer, generally most folks might think is better to a point.
Yeah.
Unless you're Chris Thiele and you play a mandolin where the frets are this close, and you can still articulate very well. But I guess short, long scale, whatever you want to call it, this is still very playable. When I get the guitars, I show up a little bit early before we come down and do some shoots, and I might goof around on them a little bit. Haven't had a lot of chance to become familiar with this guitar, played a lot. I know I would become more comfortable with the scale length, regardless of what it is.
That's the scale length you play on your guitar.
Is this?
Yeah. So
there you go.
There you go. It's not any.
It's not
like
any.
I said, it's not longer. We're just calling it long scale because Gibson makes a lot of short scale.
This is the power of suggestion. When you say it's a longer scale length, I'm like, wow, is it longer?
No, just because I only say that because with Gibson, the J45s are a shorter scale length than the Advanced Jumbo. So that's it.
Go ahead.
Specs.
Yes.
Adirondack top, aged Adirondack top, rosewood back and sides, the diamond inlays there, and Waverly tuners.
Yeah, it's the binding has this kind of aged ivory looking. I don't know what you'd call it.
And the finish too has got the aged kind of look.
It does. When you look close, it's it's got some intentional. I wouldn't call it distressed. I don't know how to describe it. It's
kind of distressed. They actually leave off a lot of the lacquer. They only do like a couple of coats of lacquer.
And it's like for a bigger guitar, again, like we always say, it feels lighter. What really comes through, though, obviously, it's got a growl. It's got a nice low end, a really rich tone. Again, I'm on the record as a Martin guy, but hey, I'm not that discriminating. Yeah. I'll play anything and enjoy anything. I don't care as long as it sounds good, and this guitar just sounds good.
It does. Cool. Well, we'll put all the specs on the website. You can check them out, musicvilla.com, and we'll move on. We'll do some other guitars here today.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, Quentin. Nice. All right. Thanks, everybody.